Hey guys, Bryan here from Liquid Concepts. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how to make your business profitable with these few simple steps. Now, if you've been in the hydrographics business or really any business, this pertains a lot to the hydrographics, but can still move into other avenues of other businesses. So if you're not in the hydrographics business, definitely keep watching. It is still a good video for you to see, especially if you're doing a lot of services. Let's go ahead, let's get into it. Let's get started and show you guys how you can make your business a lot more profitable. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is high value items. And so I've got a couple of things here. Of course, we've got a Yeti cup or a tumbler, and then we've got a dash piece off of a car. Now, again, looking at just price comparison alone, tumbler might be $30 to $50 just retail. This dash piece may be a couple $100, maybe even $500 to $1,000, depending on what you're actually buying. And so for you to do something like this right here, you might expect to pay anywhere between $50 to $100, maybe even a shop minimum, to be able to just dip this cup. So if you're paying more for the coating than you are the actual product itself, that's a little bit harder pill to swallow whenever you are the customer. And so whenever you focus on the more high value items, like say for instance, a dash piece like this right here, then it is a lot easier to be able to charge, say $200, $300, even $500 for a piece like this, as compared to even just a shop minimum of $100 for this right here. Even though these are a little bit different size pieces, the amount of labor that actually goes into this piece versus this piece is very, very close. And so you still have to do the same amount of prep work as you do this right here. Now, yes, this might take a little bit more material because it's larger, a little bit more, man hours to maybe sand this entire thing down as it did this right here. And I understand that. But whenever it comes down to it, having a higher value item coming in the door usually will equate to a higher profit margin because you're able to charge upwards of, say, again, $200, $300, $500 for a piece like this compared to, yes, this is a little bit smaller, but even if I was charging $200 for something like this, nobody's paying for it because it's not a high value item. So whenever you're looking at jobs and you're looking at doing things, you definitely want to make sure that you're trying to go for the demographics that you are actually wanting to get into, along with, are they a high value item? Because if they're not, then you're always going to be stuck at the lower price tiers of doing things for $50 or $100 compared to in the same, close to the same amount of labor and time. Doing something like this will definitely give you a lot higher profit margins at the end of the day. The next item on the list is going to be batching your items. So if you're running a shop, a lot of the times customers want things done as soon as possible. And so a lot of the times you can actually do that and you can get them in, get them out the door and get them going, and they're super happy about it. But let's be honest, your profit margin on those jobs may not be the best. And so a lot of the times what it might be better to do is to batch your items together. So let's say that you're just starting out and you can work on that job right then. You might want to actually not work on that job right then. And so here's my reasoning for that, is because let's say that you waited, say, a week, and you got in more jobs and you continually batched all those jobs together to where then whenever you're prepping everything out, maybe you get everything prepped out, everything's ready to go. Then in one time, in one sitting, you take all of your jobs together and you mix up all the primer for that entire batch. And so then you only use one spray gun to spray all of that, and then the booth that's running, you're only using it for that one entire batch, not just you turn it on, use it for one job, and then you turn it off, and then you turn it on again, use it for another job. You're having to clean out everything multiple times for multiple jobs, and it's definitely going to start adding up. So even though you might only need a couple of days to do an entire job, you can still be okay with telling customers it might be a 3 to 4 week turnaround time, because you might even take 1 to 2 weeks to get all of your jobs in, to batch them together, to be able to actually make it a lot more profitable at the end of the day. Now, am I saying that you need to do that the entire time? Absolutely not. There are certain times that it's better to go ahead and just get those jobs done, or a customer needs it a lot quicker, so of course you're going to be getting it done a lot quicker. But in order to get a more profitable business, that is one thing that we have definitely tried to do, so then that way we can afford to be able to do multiple jobs all at once and still be able to pull in a lot higher profit margins at the end of the day. So the next one is going to be in conjunction with this last one that we just talked about, and the next one is going to be expedited services. So just like I was saying before, you might have a longer lead time of, let's just say, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever the lead time is, because you're trying to batch all of your items together, and that's great. But if a customer needs something as soon as possible, then don't do everything that you're trying to do just to make a few extra dollars. You need to make it worth your while, because at the end of the day, yes, the customer needs it yesterday, and you definitely want to try to please the customer, but also how much time and how much jobs are you losing just working on one part this entire time, instead of being able to batch all those together and get all of those done all at one time. So whenever you're doing something like that, definitely make sure that you're charging accordingly for the expedited services. There are some customers out there that I know that they charge double or even triple, or they might even just have a rush fee of a set amount of dollars for whatever that job needs to be. And that job may need to be done in, say, 3 days. So it's a guaranteed $500. Or if that job needs to be done in a week, then it's a rush fee of $100 extra, or whatever the case is. And again, I'm making those numbers up, but those things are something that you have to keep in mind, that in business, you have to make it worth your while. So then that way, whenever you do have those rush jobs, even though you're making, say, an extra $200 for this one rush job, how many dollars did you actually lose not being able to do all of these other jobs that people are already waiting in line for? So definitely keep that in mind whenever you're pricing out a lot of those jobs that need to be done as soon as possible. So the next thing that's on the list, and it goes hand in hand with what we had just talked about, is knowing your profits and adjusting accordingly. There have been many of times that I have had a part come in my door and I charged, say, $200 for that part. And then I let it go out the door and I told myself, I will never do another part like that for $200. Absolutely not. The minimum is $500, because it wasn't worth my time. Now, yes, did I make a profit? Maybe. I might have broke even. I might have even lost money. But the thing of it is that in business, those things are going to happen. But if we can help minimize those as much as possible by knowing, especially whenever you're starting out, how much time did you actually spend on this job? How much materials did you actually spend on the job? What did the materials cost? Did you use 6 ounces of paint, or did you use 12 ounces of paint? Did you use this clear, or did you use that clear? All of those things take into account on what your profitability is for each job. And again, like I said, there are some jobs that we have had that we have absolutely lost money on. And that's business, that's the name of the game. If you don't learn from those mistakes, then you're not gonna become as profitable as what you want to be. So definitely make sure that you know what your profit margins are, as well as those jobs that come in the door. If they need to be adjusted on the next one, then make sure that you're adjusting in real time accordingly, and you're not just going off of just these figurative numbers that you're thinking you're actually making. So make sure that you know what numbers you have and you're adjusting accordingly for whatever jobs that are coming in the door. And last but not least is, of course, don't be afraid to shop around for your supplies. Now, we do this all the time with a lot of different things. And I think it is something that everybody definitely needs to do, because let's be honest, sometimes there are great deals out there to be had, and then other times you're gonna pay full price. And so definitely don't be afraid to shop around, because let's say, for instance, you're using a certain type of tape. Well, if you're using this tape and you're using a lot of it, then maybe it might be worth it to actually buy a case or a couple of cases instead of just 2 or 3 things of the tape or a roll of tape or something like that. Because if I can make it to where maybe I have a little bit more upfront cost, but my profit margin is going to be better, because now instead of paying, let's just say $5 for a roll of tape, now I'm paying like $3.50 for a roll of tape. Now I'm getting a lot better profits. And so sometimes it is worth it to shop around. Now, there is also the fact of sometimes you don't always get the same thing because you bought something that's cheaper. We all know this, because if you've ever bought anything online and it's been from overseas or anything like that, the quality is sometimes definitely not there. So sometimes you might be getting a cheaper price, but you're not getting a good quality product. And so definitely keep in mind whenever you're shopping, but also try to make sure that you're still getting a good deal. And if there is anything that can help your profit, as far as maybe buying more in bulk or things like that, then definitely explore those options, because those options are how businesses try to make more profit and become more profitable over time. So of course, as you can see, there is tons of ways that you can help make your business more profitable and do a lot better in business in general. Now, again, these are just a few simple steps that you can do, and there is so much more that you could also do, and we'll probably make other videos to help do that as well. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them below. I'd always love to hear from you, and let me know if there's anything else as far as profitability goes that maybe I've missed or that you found that works really well for your business as well. Always love to hear from you guys on the comments with that right there. If you like the video, hit the like button, as well as if you want to see more videos like that, hit the subscribe button. We'd always love to have you subscribe to our weekly tips on anything hydrographics related. If you're interested in getting into the hydrographics business, definitely check out the links in the description below. It has everything that you're going to need to get started, whether it be tanks, training, film, materials, activator, paints, anything like that. It is all there on the website, so definitely check that out. I'm Bryan from Liquid Concepts, and this is how we customize your world. We'll see you guys next time.